leg riding, the world's most dominant series in the sport of wrestling and jiu-jitsu. Today I'm gonna be going over single leg, double leg, how to even get a leg in. If you are struggling in a specific area, just use the timestamp below, go to where you are struggling and need work on. And if you stay till the end, I'm gonna give you guys a bonus move. First thing I'm gonna show you guys is how can we get this leg in. This is not every single way, it's just a couple that I prefer. First thing we're gonna learn is a tilt to get our leg in. I'm gonna grab the elbow and the wrist, hands to the crook of the elbow. Pull it in tight to the stomach. I'm gonna put my left knee on top of his hamstring, or nope, his quad, and I'm gonna pull him back into my lap. From here, I can either throw my left leg in, or I can throw my top leg in. The leg you wanna throw in is gonna be based on if you're like the left leg in, throw the left leg in. If you like the right leg in, throw the right leg in. Now, one little detail. When I'm tilting here, when I throw the leg in, I'm gonna keep the wrist so that as I come on top, he's not able to base up because I have his arm trapped. Number 2 way to get the leg in is a reach back. My partner's flat in the stomach. My legs are on both sides of his one leg. I'm gonna be resting on top. Then I'm gonna use my right leg to kick his leg up and catch it. One more time, kick it up, catch. Once I'm here, I'm going to pull the leg up and slide my leg underneath like this. Flick it up, catch the shoe. The higher you are, the better. The lower you are, the more he can straighten his leg out and get free. So I catch up high, I'll come to my knees, I'll lift it up. Watch my left leg, it's just gonna windshield wipe in like this. Windshield wipe, I prefer doing a figure 4 where my left foot is in the back of my knee here. Next way to throw a leg in, spiral ride. Now you can throw a leg in when they're on their base, but it's not the best way, so I'm not gonna show it. Right? Let's just not throw legs in when they're on their base. Let's get them to their hip first. So I'm here. I'm going to my spiral ride. Left hand on the shoulder, right hand on the thigh, I'm driving forwards. If he's up on his hand, I'll pull his shoulder down, grab the wrist. Then, I'm gonna back away like this. So I want space here so that I can pull him into that space. So we're here, my right hand is on the thigh, I create space and pull him down to his hip. Once he's on his hip, my right leg can come over and throw in just like that. I'm in my spiral position, I pull the shoulder down, grab the wrist. I create space to pull his hip to the mat, then the leg comes over, I throw it in, and now I have my boot in. One of my preferred methods to getting a leg in is doing it off of a takedown. And you should be looking for this anytime you take somebody down. If you're a leg rider, you're sneaking a leg right in as you finish the shot. So if I'm here on the double leg, and I'm taking my opponent down, as he's down, all I'm gonna do is start climbing up towards his head, and my leg is just gonna slip right in before he bellies out. Those are my preferred ways to get the leg in. Now, let's work on turning the person with one leg in from their base. If you're a leg rider, it is much better to break the person flat and turn them from flat than from their base. I would say when they're on their base, it's gonna be very hard to turn a good wrestler. But I'll show you some options and I'll show you what I think are the best turns from the base position. We're doing an inside leg stand up, boom, I slip the leg in. Okay, I'm here. Now, most of the techniques from a leg in are from what's called a cross body ride. A cross body ride is when I am facing this direction and he is facing that direction, similar to the letter T. Boom, just like that. I am not wrestling with my head where his head is, I am wrestling over this way. Another thing that's super important, I want to be low on the hips. I don't want my body up high, way up here, okay? Because I will fall off the top. I want to be back, low on the hips, and low with my elbows here. The further I am up top, the more likely I am to get reversed. The first move we're gonna do is a banana split. All I'm gonna do is my right hand is gonna grab the shoe or the ankle. My left hand is gonna go in between the legs and grab my own wrist. You don't have to grab the ankle. I like grabbing the ankle because I can do a forward roll finish from here. Here's what I need. If his foot is out, when I lock, I can't roll him this way because his foot is acting as a post to resist the roll. But if I grab the shoe, pull it in, and lock my own wrist, I can roll over my right shoulder in this case and get the pin. Once I've locked, my first way I can finish is by doing a forward roll over my right shoulder and looking towards my opponent's face. So I'm here, I'm gonna roll, look towards the face, bring him over right to this position. I'm going to extend his legs in this direction, and my point with this position is getting his legs over his head. His defense is coming up on top of me this way and looking to reverse me here. I want to make sure I avoid that by taking his legs and sticking him over his head. The other way to finish this technique is to pull him backwards. I will do that when my opponent steps his right leg up after I throw a leg in. Leg came in, I go cross body. Now if my opponent steps his right leg up and I lock in his banana split, this time I'm not going to grab the ankle because his foot is up, it's going to be too hard to bend it. I'm just going to lock right in the knee joint. And again, because he has his foot up, we won't be able to use that roll technique we use. Instead, we'll step our right leg up and pull back this way. I'm taking them the opposite direction we were taking them earlier. Now from here, I keep scooching, elevating, and I'm finishing the exact same way where I'm pushing the feet over the head. This move, if I was to rank it, 5 out of 10. Next move, same thing, I think it's like a 4 out of 10. Guillotine. And the reason why I'm ranking them for you guys is because I'm gonna show a lot of techniques, but I may not want you to do all of them. You can always try them, but they're gonna be very difficult to hit against good competitors. And I'll explain a little bit later why that is the case. I throw my leg in, rotate that up, we're cross body riding here. And with a cross body ride, I prefer having my left leg all the way locked in. So if you can see my left leg here, it's all the way in to his knee joint. My left hand in this case is going underneath and I'm scooping at the arm. So scooping at the arm and I'm pulling it back to here. Put your arm back down. You can also attack with two hands. I can go wrist, I can go two hands here. Pull back. But the ending position is gonna be one hand on the wrist, the right hand in this case, and the other hand scooping the elbow. Now, once I'm here, I recommend pulling him back and getting the back points before extending your head through. Because this is gonna be difficult to do, kind of put pressure down. It'll be hard to get this arm over your head. So instead, grab the elbow, and look at, we're not here, we're slid back. We're not here, we're slid back, elbows in the middle of the back, and I'm gonna start driving him backwards in this direction here. Once I'm here, I'm gonna get my back points, and then I'm gonna reach the hand through, that was on the elbow, reach it through, and pull my arm across my back. Once I'm there, I'll drop my shoulder back, I'll grab the head, lock at the top of the head, pull, and push your hips in. Again, I told you this move was a 4 to 10 or 5 to 10 because when you wrestle a good wrestler and you scoop this arm, which is super hard to do in the first place, but say you do scoop the arm, this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna stick their arm right on their thigh and you're not pulling that up. Here's where we can do the ball and chain tilt, where I think is like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 move. It's probably one of my favorite moves from the base because I think it works against the more elite wrestlers who don't want you to guillotine them or banana split them. So, I throw the leg in here. Again, I'm not sliding up high, I'm pushing myself back with my hands if need be, and I'm up in this position. Now I'm gonna go for the guillotine. I go reach for the guillotine. As I grab here, he's gonna put his hand in his thigh so I can't lift it up. All I'm gonna do is take my opposite hand, my right hand, go in between the legs and grab his wrist. Then, just like the guillotine, I'm sliding my left hand up to the elbow and putting my elbow in the middle of his back. Once I've done this, I can finish it similar to the banana split. I can either roll or I can step and pull back. Just depends on what this leg is doing. If this leg is stepped outwards, I will not be able to roll. If the leg is in more, I can roll. So that just depends on this leg. But I'm here, hold here, step up, pull back, and I'm tilting here. Again, I like putting the feet towards the head to put all the weight on his shoulder blades. Now, if he kicks his leg free, no big deal, just hold this position and switch your knees to a tilt position. Pinch the leg, post it, knee pointing towards the ceiling, and you'll be totally fine. So we're here. I've thrown the leg in the crossbody position. I go to attack. He puts his hand in his thigh, I reach under, I grab his wrist. I slide my hand up to here, that's very important. I pull it up more, now my elbow's in his back, I'm driving backwards. Not just backwards too, I'm driving towards his left shoulder. Towards his left shoulder, putting the foot up towards his back, getting the back point and the pin from there. The next move we're gonna do is an armbar half. I love this technique. The guillotine is nice to learn because that setup of scooping the arm can be used for the ball and chain tilt, the armbar half, and those are the two I prefer. So, armbar half, I'm gonna rank this move similar to the ball and chain. I think it's a 9 out of 10, all right? So, we're here. He rotates his leg up, I throw it in. He puts his leg back down, we're wrestling here. Now, I go to scoop, he puts his hand in his thigh, we're here. Now the difficulty with this move is having enough space to get your armbar in. You can even lock your hand, but you're transitioning this arm through to there. So you're switching arms. In this case, my left arm is hooked, in the same position we were before, but I need to get my right arm into the armbar position. You can grab your hands if you want and kind of pull it through. That might help you get a little bit more strength behind it. Or you can just try to like switch, okay? I like locking because there's no space. No space for him to slip through. Now we're here. Keys with an armbar need to be tight. The person can be trying to slip here, and then if he slips too much, it will come out, or the ref will call a potentially dangerous situation. When you're about to pin somebody, you do not want the ref to call a potentially dangerous situation. So we're here. Elbow to the side to pinch the hand in place. Chest covering the elbow right here. I want the elbow popped out, but I don't want it to slip out. So I'm here. Now, I'm gonna start taking my leg out, so come forward a little bit. I'm gonna start taking my leg out. And I'll show another angle of this one too, so you guys can see. But my leg was hooked in his knee. I'm gonna take it out here. Now I'm gonna start coming to the side, throwing the half in, and I'm gonna either roll across my back and finish here, or I'm gonna drive it straight over his head. I'll show you the roll method because I think that is the best method. Hook, lock, throw the armbar in. We're here, okay? I'm going half. Now, I'm gonna roll him across my shoulder blades and then throw the half super hard. So I'm rolling across my back. Then from here, I'm gonna punch this half hand to the mat, and I'll do a cartwheel over him to get the pin. Punch, cartwheel, pin. Next move, we got a combo one here. We're gonna do near side cradle and far side cradle based on what my opponent steps up with. So we're here, we're wrestling. And next video I'm gonna make is gonna be leg reversals. So make sure you subscribe so you can see that next. But some of the reversals your opponent's gonna do is he's gonna step up with the outside leg. Some of the reversals, he may step up with the inside leg, throw you off this way, okay? So based on those reactions, you can either hit a near side or a far side cradle. If he steps in with his outside leg, I'm leaning over top, elbow joint in the back of the knee joint, I lock the cradle up, I pull him back, I get the pin, bottom knee in the side, head in the temple. If he rotates his other leg up, I'm here, this leg is up, I'm going to push back and fold my hip here, okay? Now I'm gonna flip him over this way. Little detail with this one. It's a pretty easy counter if the person gets his arm out and he's in this position. Because he'll be able to post and you'll get reversed. So, when I'm falling to this cradle, My head is gonna be right in his side to make it hard for him to get his arm out. So my head is gonna be here to make it so he can't push his arm out. Very, very important. Once I'm here, I can bring him straight over top of his head this way, flip him right over, and we always end our cradles in a front bridge, right here. Last move we have from your base is a figure 4 cross face turn. We're gonna learn it from flat as well, which is even better, but we're gonna learn it from our base first. Some people call it Superman, hip whip. I'm gonna call it figure 4 turn, all right? So I'm here, my partner throws his leg up, I throw it in, and I can go immediately. Why I call it a figure 4 is because I'm gonna lock my foot behind my knee. Okay, so I'm here, I'm gonna take his space, I'm gonna hop with both feet, I'm gonna jump, extend over, and then I'll lock that figure 4, hold his space like a football. And I post my right hand out, so I wanna keep my chest to the mat. I do not wanna fall over in this position here. That's where you're gonna get reversed. Leg comes in. I'll start with both feet on the mat so I can get pressure. Another little detail I'll do is block this knee so that he can't slide it out to resist the move. So I'll block the knee, cross face, I dive. As he falls to his hip, I'm taking the head like a football, I'm pulling him here, and I'm throwing that figure 4 in, getting the back points right there. Now we're going over moves when my opponent is flat on his stomach. These are the best techniques you're gonna see in this video. These are the moves that are 10 out of 10, gonna work on the best wrestlers. But how are we gonna get our person flat in the first place? I'll show you a couple different options. I've got one leg in. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to reach in for the guillotine with my left hand, and then my right hand is gonna go for his ankle. My left hand is going to guillotine, my right hand is going to ankle, and I'm driving him forward over this direction right here and flattening him out. Boom. Option number 2 for breaking the person flat. Let's actually rotate this way. So I have the one leg in. Now, I'm gonna take my right leg, hook it behind his heel here, and my knee is gonna be covering his hip. And instead of riding cross body in this case, I'm gonna ride more parallel. I'm just gonna extend this foot out as I bump these hands out and drive them flat here. And here's another little detail. When I'm breaking them flat with this technique, as you can see, my left foot is not in deep like it was for cross body. Call that a short boot. It's just right in the middle. Now my right leg is coming behind and hooking the heel, and my knee is pinching the hip. Now I'm extending that leg out as I knock these hands and break them flat. Here's where the moves get super, super effective. All 3 of these moves are 10 out of 10. Turning the person with one leg in when they're flat on their stomach. The figure 4 turn, similar to what they are from their base. Gonna go flat. I'll use the reach back to get my leg in. If you skip to this part of the video, go to the first part to figure out how to do this reach back. Pull up, slide in. Now, I run a figure 4 when my person is flat. Figure 4, like I said before, is my foot of the leg that's in is gonna go on the back of the knee of the leg that's not in. So my foot's gonna come up and go on the back of the knee. Some very key points when you have a leg in. I wanna be as high up in the thigh as possible. I don't want my leg to be slitted down. I'll show you what it looks like on this side too, so let me throw this leg out. So I pull up. I want this leg to be as high up as possible. The further the leg is down, this is a very, very important part, the worse the technique's gonna be. And if I'm below the knee, it's not gonna work at all. So, lifting up, look at how high I'm gonna get this leg in. Super, super high up. All right, my back of my knee is going underneath my foot, and I'm locking it in place. Another thing, I wanna make sure my knee is wide. If my knee is in, the person can hit me down this way and reverse me. So my knee is out wide, and my weight is over the opposite shoulder here. Now, the first technique, like I said, we were gonna work on, figure 4 turn. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hop on my toe. I'm gonna hop my toe, and I'm gonna flip his hip over like this. My knee is going wide. I'm trying to get this hip flipped over. Let's go back. The only thing that should be on the mat is my left toe. Really look at that for a second. This is where I want to be. I'm hopping forward from here and opening up my knee. Here. Then I can attack the head with that football grip, hold him down, post, get my back points. Some little details. If he's guarding his face, put your head down so I can't cross face him. I can use my opposite hand to dig underneath to lift his face up, and then I can come with my right hand to that football grip, hop, 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 get my back points right here. This move, arm bar, chin, pull back, it's gonna work in conjunction or together with the figure four turn. The figure four turn doesn't work because he goes and posts his hand to resist the turn. I'm gonna scoop the arm bar. I'll show you what I mean by that. I'm here in my turn. I'm trying to do the figure four turn, but he has his hand posted here to avoid himself getting flipped over. All I'm gonna do is take my same hand, my right hand, over the top, scoop the arm bar, settle my weight back. Once I've done that, I'm gonna unlock my figure four and step my right leg up. My left hand is gonna go under the chin, and I'm gonna pull him back as I throw the second boot in to get back points right here. This one is called the sack of potatoes. This is very similar to the arm bar chin turn, but you're just gonna have a side headlock instead. So my partner's flat. And as you guys are noticing, everything is coming from this figure four turn where I'm trying to hit him over. But if he starts resisting, so start posing a hand, taking his knee out. Yeah, he's like this, resisting the turn. All I'm gonna do is lock a side headlock. Again, unlock my figure four and step my leg up. Then I'm gonna pull him to my chest and bring him back to his back. So I'm here in a side headlock around his head, and this arm, I step up, pull him, and throw that second boot in to get the backs right here. Now we're gonna work on turns when our opponent has put us to our hip. Now in a later video, we're gonna go over leg defense, so make sure you subscribe so you get those techniques. But these moves are gonna work when our opponent starts defending us, and we're gonna deal with three scenarios. The first scenario, I've thrown a leg in, my partner sat me to my hip, and I'm here. Now, in order to put him to his back, I have to move out of the way. If I pull him to his back right now, because my chest is on his back, all I'm gonna be doing is pinning myself. Come back up. So what I need to do before I pull him back is I need to scooch out of the way. So I'm here, I'm gonna post my hand, and I'm gonna scooch out of the way this way. Look at how my leg's sliding around. Once I've scooched out of the way, my left hand can relock the armpit, and I can pull him back to his back instead of on top of me. All right, and if his hand is posted here, you can even push on his hand too. But all I'm doing is scooching low to the ground, grabbing his armpit or his shoulders and pulling him back. I can also throw a half at this point if I want to. The next situation we're gonna deal with. Now, a good wrestler will not do this to you. That's why you gotta watch our leg defense video. But a lot of wrestlers are gonna grab the foot and pull it across, because they think that's gonna counter the move. So you as a wrestler don't do this, but people will do this to you, so we need to know how we can capitalize on it to get back points. So scenario number two, your partner's grabbed it and pulled it up like this. All I'm gonna do is take my same hand and grab my ankle, and I'm gonna start scooching a little bit, all right? Now, whenever I feel comfortable, I'm gonna grab a 2-on-1. So I'm underneath here, I'm gonna grab a 2-on-1 on the arm that's grabbing my ankle. So I'm here, grab the 2-on-1, now I'm gonna pull him over this direction back here. I'm gonna pull him back here and get my tilt on that side. My partner sat me in my butt, and I'm stuck here. He starts grabbing. My hands are gonna go and attack this wrist. So my hands are going for this. Right hand on the elbow joint, left hand on his wrist. I'm gonna pull it free. So we're here, we've got the 2-on-1. I'm gonna pull him over my back this way to get the back points right here. Third scenario we might deal with is my opponent maybe posting like this, we call it a spider, and trying to defensively pin me. This is when I'll go armbar half, or I'll just go regular half and wrist, and I'll get the pin there. So, I have my legs in. Go ahead on your butt real quick. My opponent is leaning back into me and posting his hands on the mat. That way, kind of like this. He's using his hands to pose, so I can't flip him over. Couple options we have. We can either go armbar, half, take him this way. We could go, you could just try to grab the wrist or just knock this hand out and go half. But essentially, you're gonna throw a half with one hand, and you've gotta get rid of this post. So if I throw a half with my left hand, I've gotta get rid of this opposite arm over here. You can throw an arm bar to scoop it up. You can just knock it out with your hand like this, or knock it down. And then once you've dealt with this post hand, you can throw the half and get the back points on the opposite side. So he's posting, he can push up on top of me like he's trying to defensively pin me. We're here. Don't freak out. I'm gonna throw a half with one hand. The other hand can go arm bar, or it can just push it free. You just need to get rid of this post. Then I'm gonna throw the half, get my back points right here. And I actually prefer going arm bar if you can, because I think it's gonna be a great opportunity to get the fall if you can get this position. Here, I'll take my leg out, I'll cartwheel over, I'll get the fall. The last thing we're gonna go over is double legs. Double legs are very, very good ride. It's very difficult to get out of double legs, but I really only am gonna teach you one move from here. It's gonna be a power half. And that's the move I think you guys should be focusing on to get the turn. All right, so my partner's flat. I've got both my legs in. Okay, we're here. Now here's how we do a power half. I need to extend the arm that I'm gonna throw the half in. So if I'm throwing the half on this arm, I need to get this arm extended. In order to do that, I'll reach in and start grabbing his wrist, because the defense to grabbing the wrist is the person rotates his wrist and sticks it out. So I'm forcing him to stick his arm out by pulling his wrist in, boom. Once he's rotated out, I'm gonna keep my hand posted here, so it's difficult for him to bring his elbow back in. Now, after I posted my hand, my other hand's gonna go on the back of the head, and I actually want it to be up high. Although it might slip off, if you're lower on the neck, you lift your head up, he'll lift his head up more. So I'm bringing it higher, I'm locking my hands in a gable grip, and my weight is pretty far forwards. So I'm leaning forwards. Once I'm here, I'm gonna punch my right knuckles to the mat on the back of his head, and I'm gonna keep my chest facing the mat. As I get the back points, I'll keep shifting on top and looking to get the fall. Big mistake people make is they're super tight here. I wanna be like super close to the armpit. I wanna be out, out, out. My elbow on his elbow. Gable grip, punching the knuckles to the mat, and I'm leaning high. Don't worry about riding high when the person's flat. The only time you have to worry about riding high or being up super high is if the person's on his base. When he's flat, this will cause more pressure and make the turn easier. Again, I'm keeping my chest to the mat, reaching out, looking for backs as I slide up and get the fall. Bonus move for the people that stay till the end. Don't even know what this one's called, but it's a wild one, so I'll show it, all right? My partner's on their base. I throw double boots in. They start tripoding up. My person starts tripoding up to their feet, so they want you to slip off. And they'll keep bringing their feet up towards their hands, so you can slide off. Now from here, two of my hands are gonna grab one of his heels, and I'm gonna roll over top of my back. So I'm gonna go here, whichever one's closer. I'm gonna grab, pull over top, and end in this position right here. Pulling tight, keeping everything locked, and getting the fall. Double boots. We're here. The person's kind of stepping up. Two hands, circle, 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 catch. I'm gonna start pulling in, catching with my second hand, then from here I'm rolling them all the way through, right to his back. And now see how he's on top of me? See how his body's on top of me? I can scooch away to look to get the fall, let his back slide down. So that's a little bonus move for you guys who stayed. Comment below what techniques you guys want. We do full series on any wrestling techniques you guys want to get better at. Tilts, singles, doubles, high crotches, underhooks, Russians, ankle picks. Let us know in the comments what you guys want to see next.